Well, last night I was talking to the the chef at the Laugh Factory, or the Comedy Store. You know, the cook back there, guy that just fucking smiles all the time.
Right.
If you want some good energy, man, just go back there and talk to that guy for a little while. And I'm like, so what'd you eat for Christmas? What'd you make? And he goes, I take the turkey, I cut it up, I put it in the blender with a little bit of oil, and I fucking chop it up, put it on sandwiches with some lettuce and some tomato. I give it to my kids. I'm like, you blend fucking turkey meat? Oh, yeah, man.
Wow.
I go, what else do you put in the blender? He goes, just a little bit of oil.
Maybe it's good. It sounds like a chicken salad type thing.
Right,
Like, chicken salad's good.
And that would keep after that. I mean, we have so much goddamn turkey meat in our fridge. We got turkey and ham meat because we did a couple of different dinners.
Do you do the deep fried turkey?
No, I hear that's the way to go.
It's the way to go.
You have a fryer?
Yeah, you get you could buy them where you stick the turkey like these prongs stick into it, and then you just sort of lower it into this vat
For like 20 minutes, right?
It's like there's a certain time per pound of bird, like however big the bird is, but it's so good, dude, because you cook it in peanut oil, and it's just juicy and delicious and crispy on the outside. It's my all-time favorite way to get a turkey.
Yeah.
But man, turkeys, all that factory farm shit is, as I get older, is freaking me out more and more. It freaks me out. Like buying chickens in the store freaks me out.
Because of the way they were treated?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chickens that's the big one that freaks me out. Because there's something like chickens and pigs. Because there's something that we do with chickens where you can't really do with a cow. We stack them on top of each other. Just smush them all into these places where they can't even fucking move. They're just stuck there. And then they wait till they get to a certain size and then they kill them. And it's like, whew. I mean, it's like they're a human, or not human, a living organism that's a battery. It's like a power supply.
As they're doing it, they're
people.
pumping them full of chemicals that make them get fatter and
bigger. Is that true? I don't know. I know they definitely have used chemicals on the birds, I'm sure, but I don't know if they use them on them all the time. I think the thing that's going on with those birds is genetic selection.
Yeah.
Where they've just genetically made certain birds breed with certain birds. They've established this gene, this genetic selection where they're just like super fucking plump and like ridiculously big breasts. And then they get those to do that in a very short period of time, and then they kill them. And
they can't walk. Yeah. Because their chests are so big, they fall over forwards.
Yeah. Well, it's like what they did with bulldogs. Like, how the fuck did they make a bulldog out of a wolf?
Yeah.
How'd they do that? That's
why they can't fucking breathe.
Yeah. Yeah, pugs. That
used to be a wolf. That's so sad.
That was a wolf.
And they made the face smaller because they wanted it to be cuter.
Yeah.
A cute dog is having a fucking asthma attack his entire life.
Dude, how strange is that?
Yeah, but the chickens, and I think the only criteria for the chicken pen is that the chicken has to be able to turn around in it. That's it. That's how big it has to be.
That's so crazy.
And they're getting shit on by all the chickens above it. Ugh. Their whole life.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I know.
Is that really how it works? How many do they stack on top of each other?
12.
For real?
No, I don't know, but a lot.
Say 100. Should have went crazy.
100.
Oh, Jesus. Imagine 100 floors of chickens.
And that noise being around
this place.
Yeah.
But that's like taking an organism and using it as cells in a battery. It really is. It's like you're taking like these chickens and you're literally compartmentalizing them into a specific size, like a cell. And the mitochondria of the cell is this chicken.
Yeah.
And you've got hundreds and hundreds of them stacked into this place.
Yeah.
And they're like these living organisms that you've got locked into these clearly defined spaces, and you're extracting energy from those chickens. You're extracting food from them.
Yeah, they're just protein. Yeah. They're protein bars.
Yeah, I mean, it is fucking bizarre. It's a bizarre practice.
Wow. Even when they're not in cages, they have them so smushed together, they can't even fucking move.
Yeah, it's not fun. They're not having a good time. But it's not the only way to raise chickens. That's the problem. I had this guy Joel Salatin on the podcast a while back. Really, really interesting guy. And he runs, I think it's farm's called Polyface Farm. But he's got these things that he does with these chickens where he puts them in these giant like chicken houses that are on wheels, and he'll like roll them into an area, and then you just let them out, and then they run around. At the end of the day, they go right back in, because that's what they do. They go into their nests again. Then you roll them down the hill to another place. And then he has these pigs. So he takes pigs and he puts a fence around the pigs, a movable fence. And the pigs just stay inside that fence and eat whatever the fuck they want. And then the next day they move the fence. And they keep doing it. So he's got these animals like that. Those chickens, they're living like fucking chickens.
Yeah, they're enjoying life.
They don't freak out when he comes near them. And this guy is like the prime example of what you would think of as an intelligent take on ethical farming practices. Because that's
I think when Purdue and a lot of these houses buy from you, you have to use their cages and their feed and it's a franchise like McDonald's. Like when you raise livestock for a lot of these, what do you call it? Big agro. It's specific. They want it done a certain way, and if you don't, they don't buy from you.
Oh, wow.
It's very hard to be independent like that.
So, that's interesting. So, like, if you're a poultry grower, you if you want to work for Purdue, you like grow chickens for them. You don't think they grow their own chickens? Like, how does that work?
No, I think you get a contract with them, and they come in and buy your stuff, but it's all got to be done. As I say, Tyson.
Contract poultry farming. Read that out there, Gregory. Tyson Foods is one of the leading supporters of American agriculture, paying more than $15 billion annually to independent farmers who supply us with cattle, hogs, and chickens. We depend on more than 11,000 independent farmers across the country. This includes more than 4,000 poultry farmers who contact us to raise chickens.
No,
wow,
that's their website. It's all done with a lot of leverage, and you have to do things exactly the way they want you to. I think it was Food Inc. or something that did a documentary about it.
I was watching this documentary today that was on Dig. I found it. It was about this guy who was like this super badass sushi chef in Japan, like the best sushi chef in Tokyo right now, I guess they were saying. And it's really interesting, like watching this guy acquire the fish and how he talks about how he ages the fish. Like, I didn't know that. Did you know that when they catch tuna, they'll often age them for 5 days?
No shit.
And then they age them a lot of times at the fish market before he takes it, or he takes it back and he'll age it another 5 days more.
Huh.
So they might keep shit for like 2 weeks before you eat it to make it more tender.
Wow.
Like, he's doing that with tuna. Yeah, I was watching this and I was like, wow. This is when Jamie and I were talking about it. We were like, what are they going to do when they kill all the fish? Like, how long does it take to grow a fucking tuna that big? This guy has this tuna, right? And they're sawing it with a giant Paul Bunyan saw. I mean, it's a fucking huge tuna.
Yeah.
The video is really cool. And the people who made the video were like obvious, like serious sushi dorks. So they're like super amped up to be getting some sushi from this dude. But all I could think of was like, how many fish are there? Like, how many days can we do that? Like, every day they're just sucking them out of the ocean every day. Every day.
And there used to be areas where they restricted how much fishing went on, and now it's like it's a free-for-all.
Well, under Donald Trump, we're going to fix all this.
Thank God. I've been pulling for Trump since I was a little kid. Just the concept of Trump, I've always been really into. I remember studying the Constitution as a kid and thinking, this is fucking bullshit. We need a guy who's got some balls, who's going to come in and get around all this fucking liberal bullshit. I'm just kidding. I think the apocalypse is upon us. I really think it's over. I mean, he hasn't even taken office yet, and he's already alienated China. He thinks he's friends. The best part is he thinks he's friends with Russia. That's like hanging out with the school bully and thinking you're safe until the one day you say something the bully doesn't like, and he fucking cracks you in the face, and you realize he's just a broken child.
How much you know way more about this than I do, because I've spent the majority of my adult life ignoring almost everything about how the system works.
You win.